says that government will respond to concerns being raised on the National Cathedral. And we take it very seriously, and at the appropriate time, all the various issues will be addressed. But I will still take the opportunity to address one or two things. First of all, I listened to Kweku, who was not in agreement with the explanation that, well, Jesus said the poor will still be with us, and so there's no appropriate time to do things that have to do with investment in the kingdom of God. But you see, when it comes to cost, which I have listened to, I'll address the main issues of cost. I want to start with a certain biblical approach to the issue of the cathedral. And I would want us to look at 2 Samuel chapter 24, verse 24, when David, there was a plague. I don't know if you want to read it, but David needed to atone and make a sacrifice to God, and in order to pacify for the calamity to be taken away from Israel. And one Jebusite called Aruna said he has a threshing floor which he will give for free. And so David should take that and do the sacrifice to God. If you read 2 Samuel chapter 24, verse 24, David categorically says that he will never take a free gift and sacrifice it to God. And any sacrifices he is making to God must cost him, so that God can see the essence of the sacrifice. I'm just saying this to bring into perspective the cost that many people say is costing us, as the foundation of all sacrifices that men make to God. If you genuinely want to do something for God, don't be thinking about free gifts to God doesn't attract much of his blessings. And the foundation of that is in 2 Samuel 24, verse 24. But this is not to say the concerns they are raising is out of place. Now, back to issues of principles and values. One thing I don't question or disagree with people is efficiency of our expenditures and value for money, and when people want to seek accountability. I am on all fours with all concerns that has to do with efficiency of our expenditures. Why are we going to spend 200 million or 300 million when we could do for less? If there is substance in that, I think we can easily look at that and reshape it. And so that at the end of the day, we achieve what we cannot do. We achieve the objective in our difficult circumstances. So the issues that are being raised about costs, and let me put on record, I have not seen any $400 million anywhere. I've seen lots of figures. People are talking about $450 million, $500 million. I have not seen those figures. And something, like I said, we in the right time, and I honestly, we are in government, will respond to these concerns, will continue to engage. We want to be as prudent as possible and be measured and accountable in all the issues that has to do with the National Cathedral. And so we are going to look at those issues and come up with the appropriate responses that are correct, because there's so much propaganda. Of course, the difficult times makes it very emotional when you want to talk about issues like National Cathedral and its cost to us as a country. So people are taking advantage to also throw in all kinds of things, including lives. I just recently heard that we paid $50,000 to Sonny Badu for his appearance on, I think, one of the fundraising events, also engagement on the National Cathedral, which turned out to be false. He's come out to deny it. The Secretariat has denied it. There's no basis for such claims and lies. And I believe people are deliberately doing these things to cause disaffection for the National Cathedral. I would want to encourage all of us, citizens, as Ghanaians, to never give up, especially the Christians who see value in the National Cathedral. This is not a time to run away because somebody has raised concerns. Those concerns will be addressed. Let's stay resolute in our belief that what we are doing It's something that is important. It's something of value to our country. It's something that we have thought through, that it's a long-term investment to our country that will be recovered. I will even want to address Kwaku's concerns that he sees that 25 million investment in poultry will bring 480 million. I want to tell him that whatever investment we'll do in the National Cathedral will equally bring us a very good returns. And like the Cote d'Ivoire one that even the Pope intervened. Today, as we speak, check the revenues that the Basilica in Cote d'Ivoire is bringing to the country, and it's being recovered, it's even becoming more profitable. So we understand that these things are going to cost us, but it is not a cost that's in vain. It's a cost that should be seen, even if you don't want to use your spiritual eyes as an argument, you should see it in an economic significance in terms of its positive investment returns to our country and what it represents for us as a country. And I believe that this National Cathedral is going to promote religious tourism. Like the finance minister has already stated, if you look at the internal rate of returns, eventually we are going to benefit so much from it. So you can even look at it in terms of other investment like roads or social infrastructures that we put up.